Good morning. It is Wednesday, November the 9th. Welcome to the apocalypse. Okay, so I don't normally talk politics with people, and the reason I don't talk politics with people is for a few different reasons. First of all, I was raised to believe that talking religion, politics, and money with people, especially in mixed company, is of poor taste. It's poor manners. Secondly, I get awfully worked up when I talk about things that I have no control over. And you really don't have control over politics. It doesn't matter how strongly you feel about voting. When it comes down to it, you don't get to make the rules, they do. Third of all, I don't like talking about politics because a lot of the time I feel like I am grossly undereducated about what's going on. I can only get so far into the conversation, and then somebody somewhere will say something that makes me go, oh shit, what are the three branches of government? Oh yeah, crap. So I'm going to apologize for a few things right off the bat. First of all, I have opinions, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry that I have opinions, I'm sorry that I'm putting them here. Secondly, there may be some swearing, so you may want to turn this off now if that's going to be an issue. I don't make any promises one way or the other. And third of all, I might get a little worked up, and this is way off track from where I would normally like my videos to be. So today is a one and done weird fluke. After this, I'm not going to talk about this anymore, I promise. So, we're waking up this morning to what looks like President Trump, and this is going to upset a lot of people, myself included. Not saying that I would have preferred to wake up to a President Clinton version 2, but version 2 would have been slightly better than President Trump. And the reason that I'm not okay with this is because even prior to his presidential run, I have not been comfortable with the kind of behavior this man has displayed. He is a showman, and he is loud and crass and obnoxious and not good with money. Even if he is a millionaire, he's not good with money. You don't have 4 bankruptcies and be good with money. But all of that aside, how I feel about him, how other people feel about him, how disappointed we may be in our home states for voting in... I just can't even... So anyway, here's my thinking on this, and I've been thinking about this for a couple of days. I've been thinking about the fact that this has been one of the most contentious presidential races I've ever seen, and I'm 41. So, the Bush and Gore race was ugly, but this was just beyond the pale. Between the two candidates and the way they attacked each other and the vitriol with which they attacked each other and spoke of the other, from two people who at one point I believe were friends of some sort. Of course, I kind of believe they still are, and I'm still waiting to wake up and have somebody say, wasn't that a great joke? Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. But the divisiveness that they have put into this country, because these two children could not be adult enough in their communications and interactions with each other to show some modicum of respect for the humanity and the spiritual being that the other candidate had, because the parents showed bad behavior, the children showed bad behavior too. I've said this before to many people in my world, and I don't know if I've ever mentioned it here, probably not because I don't talk politics here. But I have always felt that the president, whoever the president is, and we're going to use patriarchal terms at the moment simply because it's what we are accustomed to. The president should not necessarily be running for a job. What the president is running for is head of household. When we vote for the president, what we're voting for is who do we best think will be the best head of household, meaning able to keep the household intact, able to show compassion when it's necessary, able to deal out, I don't want to say punishment, but appropriate rewards for situations and actions. And someone who is their primary goal is to keep the family together. Neither of these candidates have done that. Neither of them have. We were going to wake up this morning in an America that votes two-party, regardless of how many people are actually running. We were going to wake up to an apocalypse of some sort this morning. And yeah, I'm just speaking figuratively. I don't really believe this is going to be the apocalypse. I don't believe we're going to need our bug-out bags and we're going to need our bunkers and all that. I don't think it's going to be that bad because there are, oh God, I hope, there are enough safeties in place that will slow down any moron who's in charge. There are enough levels of government that the red button can't get pushed tomorrow. But we were going to wake up to something ugly this morning, regardless of which one of the two were put into position. But I don't think either one of them has shown that they are really truly for the family that is America. And just like in any other relationship, if the two people who are in charge of the family can't get along, it divides the family. And our country right now is a divided country. And our country will continue to be a divided country until we can get somebody who can come in and attempt to unify it again. Even with Obama trying to unify, which is one of the things he was stumping on when he was running for president, there was so much divisiveness already there that I don't think the man had a chance. So where am I getting at with this? So what I'm kind of getting at is we need to be greater than our figureheads. We need to be greater than our politicians. We as people, we as Americans, and even you folks who are bordering us, the Mexicans and the Canadians, and we all need to be bigger than our leaders. We all need to be more human than our leaders. Yes, we're the ones who have to slog around in the shit that they hand us. We are. I mean, we're the ones who are going to have to figure out what healthcare looks like, what immigration looks like, how we're going to eat when we have a low federal minimum wage. We're the ones who have to figure that out. What happens if this? What happens if that? We're the ones that are going to have to figure that out. Because honestly, the people who are in the presidency, in the position of presidency, this kind of stuff never really touches them. They make the rules for things that have no impact on them. It doesn't even have impact on it has no impact on their inner circle, that's for certain. And there's very few relatives in their lives that they would acknowledge, I think, that this would have an impact on. So we as people, we as the American people, we as the common people, we need to be bigger than our leaders. We need to be more connected with ourselves, with our spirit, whatever our spirit may be, and we need to be more connected with our neighbors. And this doesn't just mean we need to be more connected with our neighbors who voted like us. We need to be more connected with our neighbors, period. This is a time when we need to actually stop and look around us and see the divinity in all people around us, not just the people that agree with us. We need to see the divinity in the Republicans. We need to see the divinity in the Democrats. We need to see the divinity in the Libertarians, in the Socialists, in the Communists, in the Independents, in all of them. We need to see the divinity in one another. So I'm going to ask you as your charity for the next week. I'm not putting up an official .org this week. I'm going to ask you as your charity for the next week. Every person that you come across, that you have the fortune or misfortune of having a political conversation with, look them in the eye, see their divinity, and love them for who they are. Okay? Pray for our leaders. Pray for Trump. Don't pray for him to get hit by a car. Don't pray for a sniper to take him out. Pray for him to be the best president he can be, and that his eyes may be opened, and that his spirit may be open, and that he may have an understanding of the people that he is working for, not for the people that he is lording over. It's all we can do, guys. And I would say the exact same thing if Clinton were in. Don't get me wrong. I was not impressed with any of our candidates this year in any of the parties, any of them. So, you know, be compassionate, be kind, be more than our leaders. Okay? That's all I'm going to ask for this week. My accounting for the week comes to $169. I don't really have much else to say. So, welcome to the apocalypse. It's awfully quiet, much quieter than I expected. But go out there and love people all the same. Have a great week, guys.